for finding out the individual tensions. Right, now you can see this figure actually. See the figure here, actually all these drum is there, and T1, T2 is there, right? And even here also the various configurations I have shown. Yes, so a simple band brake is shown the figure. If one end of the band is connected to the fixed fulcrum and the other end on the lever, then the brake is called as a simple band brake. Right, now we see the notations. T1 tension on the tight side, T2 tension on the slack side, theta is the contact angle in radian, mu is equal to coefficient of friction, and the torque transmitted as usual we have mt. Capital N is the power, right, and small n is the speed. Capital D is the diameter of the brake drum. Radius, then d by 2 is radius. We have F as the applied force. F theta as usual is the tangential force. H is equal to thickness of the band, and W is equal to width of the band. And we have two things. The one is for the band material the allowable stress, and for the lever material the allowable stress. So for the band material, sigma D is allowable stress, and sigma B is allowable stress. Bending is the allowable stress for lever material. H1 and B1 are the thickness and width of the lever. So that formulas, if you use, it is actually some one more or less same formulas. Like torque transmitted is given by 95570,000 into n by n, and you can find the diameter of the shaft. Yes. Now, to find the operating force, we have two cases: clockwise rotation of the drum and counterclockwise rotation. And in those two cases, we have two methods by which we can target the, or we can find out the operating force. We'll see how. So method one, if you see, we know torque is equal to T1 minus T2 into radius. The difference in the tensions into radius will give you torque. And we know already T1 by T2 equal to e power mu theta, from which these two equations we can calculate T1 and T2. This is applicable, both this applicable when the torque is already given in the question. Now after finding T1, T2, we'll take moment about O. With the first figure, if you see A figure, moment about O, F into A plus T2 into B is equal to 0, or F into A is equal to T2 into R. T2 is yes, T2 into R, okay, radius of the drum is equal to 0, or if we equate it, we'll get F into A equal to T2 into R. From this, we can calculate the operating force F. And the second method, we already know tangential, torque transmitted is equal to F theta into R. We know what is F theta. Again, F theta is nothing but T1 minus T2. When you compare MT is equal to T1 minus T2 into R and F theta into R, F theta is equal to T1 minus T2. Take T2 outside, we will get T1 by T2 minus 1. T1 by T2 is e power mu theta. Therefore, T2 is equal to F theta divided by e power mu theta minus 1. Right, that is what I have done here. Now, after finding out T2, taking moment about O, F into A is equal to T2 into B. We have F is equal to T2 into B by A. T2 is equal to F theta divided by mu theta e power mu theta minus 1 into B by A. Therefore, finally, F is equal to F theta into B by A divided into 1 by e power mu theta minus 1. So, this is for clockwise rotation. Now, for counterclockwise rotation, right, this is a counterclockwise rotation, right? So, F into F into A is equal to T1 into R. F into A is equal to T1 into T1. This is a T1. T1 into B. Right. So this, in figure B you can refer F into A is equal to T1 into B. This vertical distance between fulcrum and the T1. Yes. So we can find out f is equal to t1 into b by a. Now again f theta is equal to t1 minus t2, or we found out in previous step. Take t1 outside, t1 into 1 minus t2 by t1, or t1 into 1 minus 1 by e power mu theta, because t1 by t2 is e power mu theta, therefore t2 by t1 is 1 by e power mu theta, or t1 into, take LCM here, e power mu theta minus 1 by e power mu theta. Now f t1 is equal to f theta into e power mu theta divided by e power mu theta minus 1. Now take moment about 2. Here you can see the figure. Right, f into a is equal to t1 into b. F equal to t1 into b by a, or instead of t1 you substitute this parameter f theta into e power mu theta by e power mu theta minus 1 into b by a. Right, so this is a formula as given in equation 19.152 of data book. Now we will go for the design of band. Thickness of the band is usually taken empirically. It is equal to 0.005 into diameter of the drum, and width of the band W is equal to T1 divided by H into sigma D. These two equations are stated as 19.160, 19.161 in data book. For finding the dimension of lever, we can consider lever as a cantilever beam, neglecting the effect of T1 or T2. MP is equal to F into A. If you see the figure, yeah, MP is equal to, with respect to O, F into A is equal to the bending moment. Here F will be the F max. So we will find out the operating force for clockwise and counterclockwise direction, which are is the maximum operating force that we will take into account for finding out bending moment. And again we know that bending equation MB by I is equal to sigma B by C, where I equal to BH cube by 12, C is equal to H1 by 2. With this we can find out what is the value of B and H. We'll pass on to numericals. I'll upload this in Google Classroom today, so you'll understand it. You kindly go through it. Any doubt you can ask me anytime. Okay, numerical 1. A simple band break of drum diameter 600 mm has a band passing over it with an angle of 225 degree. While one end is connected to fulcrum, the other end is connected to the brake lever at a distance of 400 mm from the fulcrum. The brake lever is 1 meter long. Brake is to absorb power of 15 kilowatt at 720 rpm. Design the brake lever of rectangular cross section, assuming depth is equal to thrice the width. Allowable stress for the lever is 80 megapascal. Yes. So go to the given data. Diameter of the drum is 600. So R is equal to 300 mm. Theta is 225 they are given. And B is equal to 400 mm. A is equal to 1000 mm. Capital N is equal to 15 kilowatt. Small n is equal to 720 rpm. H1 is equal to 3B1 they are given in question. Depth is thrice the width. Sigma B for lever. Since it is lever, the given 80 megapascal is sigma B. Now we'll see how to solve this. So first we'll find out the torque transmitted from the power and RPM. So we have the formula 9550 into 1000 into N by N. Find out the torque, braking torque. 19.895 into 10 power 3 Newton millimeter. So it's not torque transmitted, it's torque developed. Now we also know mt is equal to f theta into r. Find out the value of tangential force f theta. Now we need e power mu theta value. So find out e power mu theta. Yeah, the coefficient of friction is not given. I'm assuming it as 0.3. You can assume anything between 0.25 and 0.3. And one more important thing here, theta should be substituted in radians in E formula. E power mu theta, I got it as 3.2482. Right. Now for clockwise rotation, we have the formula f theta into b divided by into 1 by e power mu theta minus 1. Right. So substitute all those parameters, f theta 663.2, b by a 400 by 1000, 1 by 3.2482 minus 1. You substitute. I got the operating forces 180 Newton. This for clockwise rotation. Again for counterclockwise, use the other formula f theta into b by a e power mu theta by e power mu theta minus 1. That is equation 19.152. So I got 380. So out of this, which is maximum, this 383 Newton is maximum. So take it as F max. Now max, we have to design the lever for getting the dimensions of the lever. So considering the lever as a cantilever and neglecting effect of T1, T2, by end of maximum bending moment, F max into A. How F max into A? This F into A. Right. So 383.3 thousand. I got the bending moment. Now use the for bending equation. MB by S equal to sigma by C. Now here I is equal to BH cube by 12 we know, but they told H is equal to 3B. So I'm substituting H is equal to 3B whole cube. So 27 B down to the power 4 by 12. Again C is equal to H by 2 or 3 into B1 by 2 since H is equal to 3B. 1.5 BL. Now substitute this in this equation. 383 divided by 27 by 12 B1 power 4 is equal to 80 divided by 1.5 B1. Simplify it. I got B1 equal to 15 mm and H1 equal to 45 mm.